Hey, thanks for stopping by. Well, today's topic is electronics in nature, specifically LED lighting for your layout. You may recognize this little building from a previous video. Right here, give you an idea of the scale. It's a small sawmill and very detailed on the inside. And I'm not a very detailed modeler, but did the best I could. And even so, it was all dark on the inside because the way the roof hides the lighting on my layout. So I was looking for some ideas for some small LEDs to illuminate the interior, and I stumbled upon a company digging around on YouTube called Model Train Technology. And not only do they offer some LED lighting options, but they have a new product that is a computerized controller for lighting, and you can do exotic lighting for a single building, or you can light your whole layout. So I'm pretty excited about this product. It's really cool. Let me see if I can describe it and show it to you. Well, the equipment is already installed on my layout. I was too anxious to get it working rather than do a lot of video filming at the very beginning. So I'll back up and I'll show you the materials from Model Train Technology. They came in this box, and the computer chip was in this package here. The documentation is very extensive, a multi-page manual. Let's see how many pages in here. It's over 30 pages in the manual. It has some laminated cheat sheets for you. Really cool. And some literature. Here's a personal letter from Jim at the company welcoming me to their product, and he included some interesting suggestions and helpful techniques to be successful with the system. I also ordered some of their frosted panels, which I think really add to the effect of the LED lighting. Sometimes you want a diffuse light shining through, and sometimes you just want to see a bulb. So this gives you the option. It's something that they specially prepare on this plastic. All of the little tiny goodies come packed in these small little bags, and they're rated Kelvin by the light temperature. And these are the little LED chips. Really cool setup. So here's I'll try to get a shot of their business card so that you can see what their address is and their online store. So let's take a look at the board, and I'll briefly describe what their system entails. Well, this building is far from being finished, but I chose it because of where it's located on my layout to house the controller board. So let me remove this plastic structure and you can see what's on the inside. Well, here's the inside, and I've kind of moved things around so that you can see them. Here's the control board. Here's an attachment board that plugs in and the wiring coming off it. Here's a few of the LEDs that light this building. I put the frosted plastic on the inside of some of the windows. And I use some lumber scraps to attach the lights. There's no floor or any inside detail on this building. So to get the lights up on the second floor, I just block them up on pieces of wood. And I use white card as sort of a reflective back, so that the light doesn't completely scatter all over the building. You can get really complex if you'd like just an individual room to be lit up. You can make a small box out of styrene or cardboard. But let's talk about the chip itself. So here's the circuit board. It has 16 discrete output channels. Each can be programmed individually, and each channel can handle up to 2 LEDs. So that means you can drive 32 LEDs off this small board. It takes a variety of DC and AC inputs. There must be a rectifying circuit here because it doesn't care about polarity. As you know, LEDs do care about polarity. They don't work if you have them reversed. And resistors have already been mounted to the circuit board, so you don't have to worry about that and the current draw and everything else like that. You can see here I soldered on all 16 pins on this connector, and then underneath the layout I have terminal strips so that I could, just with a screwdriver, attach any of the lighting that I want to on the layout. Now this is a computer, and you may be thinking, well, what sort of software shenanigans do I need to program this thing? Well, that's not the case. It's designed so that most of us can use our standard DCC controller to operate and program this unit by simply using the F keys and the speed control on your controller. It's pretty ingenious. Let me see if I can give you the dummy version of how this works, because that's the level of understanding that I have. So the circuit board comes from the factory as location 3, just like any DCC locomotive that you purchase. I moved it over to location number 9 so that I can address it specifically. So you power it up, select loco, in this case number 9, enter, and I'm in. So you can think of the control board in 3 different ways. Number 1, as an operating mode. There's 5 or 6 things that you can do to control the whole board at once. Or there's a programming mode where you can go in and address each individual pin and control the output of each LED separately. And then there's a third mode that they call animation mode, and that's useful if you're not using DCC power, but you have an old power pack or a wall wart and you're just putting DC or AC into the board itself. It goes into an animation mode and essentially randomizes a pattern of lighting on the layout, and that's probably eventually what I will do, is get it on its own power. So here's a little laminated cheat sheet that they give you, and in operator mode, for example, function key 0, all the pins on and off, so you can turn all the lights on and off that way. Function 4 is adjusting the brightness of all the pins. Function 5 is putting a fade on the pins. F6 is a random lighting pattern similar to how the animation mode would be. And then there's a step mode to step through lights sequentially, and then a flashing mode, F8. And so that's a handful of useful things that you can do right at the very beginning level without going in and programming each individual LED. Now you may be thinking that this system is way too expensive, and it's not exotically priced. Check out the website and you'll see it's a very, very affordable system. It's less than you would pay for just one customized model structure. So here's another view. You can see my little blocks of wood here and the white backing card. So I got an LED here and here, one over here, and one up in the top. And I put the frosted plastic around on the inside of the windows. Well, I better wrap this up. Let me just say that this is a scale lighting system, so it's not like a Lionel 40-watt light bulb shining like Chernobyl in the center of your building. It's meant to give scale-type lighting with individual rooms and areas being lit and then controlled by the computer chip, and I find it pretty fascinating. So hope you can check them out online if you're thinking about lighting your layout. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.